So today we are here to discuss the topic project crashing and resource labeling techniques. Myself, Shwetab Singh, working as an assistant professor at KIT Group of Institution, Ghaziabad. Now, what is the aim of the project crashing is? We have to go for the reducing the project duration. Now, as we all know that, what is a project? A project is a set of the activities, and each activity must be completed in order for the completion of the project. So each activity consumes a particular duration. So for the completion of this of a particular project, we have to reduce the duration of each activities. Okay, now why we are reducing the duration of the activity? Because each duration consume the time, and the time may increase or decrease with the reduction in the project duration. Okay, so the aim for the project crashing is we have to reduce the activity duration. Okay, now the term associated with the crashing is first is the so we have to go for the reduction in the time. Now there will be the two time associated with the crashing. First is a normal time. Now then, what is normal time? Normal time is the time in which activity can be completed with the given resources. Okay, for the particular resources you provide with for the activity. If the activity finished at a particular resource with a particular resource allocation, then this is known as the normal time. Okay. Now second is the crash time. Okay, this crash time is the extra resources provided to complete the activity as early as possible. For example, if activity is scheduled for the 5 days with a capacity of 3 men, now you just involve the 10 men, so activity will be completed earlier as compared to the previous one. So the crash time is a time in which we have to allocate the extra resources for which for the completion of the project, because we have to reduce the time. Okay, so normally normal time will be always greater than the crash time. Okay, now when we talk about the time, for the each time a cost parameter must be strict. Okay, so the next is the cost is, so what are the different type of the cost associated with the with the allocation of the resources. Okay, so the cost of the activity divided into two categories. First is the direct cost, second is the indirect cost. Now, what is the direct cost? It is the cost associated with an activity which is directly dependent on the amount of resources and time. Okay. Now when you allocate the resources, so direct cost is basically allocated, which is basically allocated and dependent on the amount of resources and time which you provided for the completion of the activity. Okay. Further written over here is, it is the cost of material equipment and the labor associated with the particular activity. Okay, so this is the direct cost which involves when you allocate a certain resources to the certain activity. Now there are some examples for the direct cost which include laborer's wage. Okay, so the labor wages means you have to give the wages to a labor for the each particular day. Okay, so next is the royalty payment. Okay, so this will come under the direct cost. Now second is the indirect cost. So this is the cost associated with an activity which represent the indirect overhead expenses required to perform the activity. Okay, now these are the costs which are indirectly associated. Okay, and which basically represent the overhead expenses to perform the activity. For example, advertisement cost, insurance, depreciation, it will comes with the indirect cost. Now these type of overhead expenses, it may be fixed or variable. Now what are the fixed expenses? Fixed expenses are the independent of time. For example, the administrative and general expenses. These are basically the expenses which are independent of the time. Now, second one is the variable indirect expenses. It is now the these type of expenses are the time dependent activities. Okay. Now the example is the interest on the capital. Okay. As the project moving as long as possible, so interest will be applied onto the capital which you borrow from someone or bank. Okay, next is the depreciation of the machine or the resources. So these are some expenses which comes under the indirect cost. So we can define this direct cost and indirect cost in some other fashion also. So so we can define also by this cost also, by the different cost also. First is the normal cost. It is represented by Cn, and what does it define? It defines that it does not depend on the project duration. Okay, Now, so for example, when you construct, when you perform being a construction of a house, if it takes place within the 6 months, or if it complete in 1 year or 2 years, same amount of material will be required. So these are the cost which basically does not depend on the project duration. Now the crash cost. Crash cost is you have to provide the extra resources. Okay, extra resources consume extra money, so extra money for the extra resources which were provided for the reduction in your project duration time. Okay, now next is the overhead cost. What is the overhead cost? Is cost associated with the project duration. Okay, overhead cost means the cost which inculcate, okay, in your process for the per day experiences. For example, the labor wage. For example, if you hire a machine from a particular vendor, so per day charges will be there. So such cost will be included as the overhead cost. Okay, now this is the cost slope. Cost slope means it's basically define the crashing cost per day. Okay, now here there is a linear variation on the graph which is plotted between the cost and time. So here what is over there is it is a crash time, and this is the normal time. Okay, this is NT, this is NC. Okay, this is the crash time, this is the crash cost, this is the normal cost. When you talk about the tan theta will be CC minus, okay, CC minus NC. Okay, so this value is y-axis, what it defined. This value is normal cost, this value is crash cost. The difference of crash cost minus normal cost is the y. Okay, now x, what is the x? X is the difference between the normal time and the cost time. Okay, so this basically represent that a crashing cost per day of a particular activity. Next is the time cost trade-off. It is the curve between the cost and the project duration. Now, as we see that in crashing, if the cost increases, then the time decreases. Okay, time and cost are thus inversely related. So direct cost basically decreases and indirect cost basically increases. Now when you get now this point is known as the optimal project time. Okay, so this is known as the time cost trade-off curve. Now the total cost of the project, okay, total project cost, it is the summation of normal cost plus crash cost plus overhead cost. Normal cost, it is associated with the normal time. Okay, it will be provided in your question. Crash cost is number of days into crashing cost. How you can calculate the crashing cost? Crashing cost can be calculated with the cost slope. Okay, now overhead cost is in how many days does your project complete, that is a project duration, into the overhead cost. So it can be written over here as total cost can also be written as the summation of direct cost plus the indirect cost also. Okay, now we take examples in order to understand the process of crashing. Now normal time is provided over here, crash time is provided over there. You have to calculate the cost slope. How you calculate the cost slope? Delta C upon delta T. Delta C is this minus this. So 200 minus 100 is 100, and this minus this. Okay, 100 upon 2 is 50. Similarly, for this activity, find out the value of delta C upon delta T. This is the crashing cost per slope, okay, per day. Now in the question, indirect cost is provided to you, that is rupees 70 per day. Okay, now the second step is, first step is to calculate the cost slope, okay, with the formula. Second step is to draw the network and find out the estimated project completion time. Okay, now the next is you have to just plot this network diagram. Okay, so we have to follow this path 1 to 2, 2 to 5. Duration is 8 plus 10, 18. Next is 1 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. The value comes out to be 12. Follow this path 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 5. Okay, the value comes out to be 11. So these are the three possible paths by which you can move from first to the fifth. Okay, now the total estimated time is 18 days, because the longest path of a network, it is known as the critical path. Okay, so 1 to 2, 2 to 5 is your critical path. Okay, now the direct cost, how you calculate this direct cost? Direct cost is the summation of this normal cost. Okay, you just add on all these values. 100 plus 150, 250, 50, 300, 400, 580 is 580. Okay, so this value is 580. And what will be your indirect cost? Indirect cost is project completion time into total cost, indirect cost. So this value comes out to be 1260. So at this value, total cost comes out to be 1840. Okay, now we have to go to, what is our aim? Our aim is to reduce this duration. Okay, which duration? This duration. Okay, now critical path is 1 to 2, 2 to 5. So we just move towards this path 1 to 2. Okay, so now what I written over here is 1 to 2. So see this network, it is written over here is 8. And what is the difference between the normal time and crash time? This is 8 minus 6 and 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. Okay, so you can minimize this and this normal time by the 2 units. Okay, so whatever written here is minimum cost slope associated with 1 to 2, it can be crashed by 2 days. So crashing cost will be added in your direct cost. So how can you calculate direct cost? Direct cost formula will be 580 means the previous one of direct cost plus 2 days crashing, 2 days crashing. And what is the crashing cost per day? Crashing cost per day is 50. Okay, so put this value comes out to be 680. Indirect cost is, now earlier your time is 18 days, now you crash by 2 days, so the value comes out to be 16. So this value comes out to be 16, summation will be 1800. Okay, now see, when you crash, when you provide the extra resources or crashing by 2 days, your total cost will reduced. Okay, now your modified path will be 1 to 2, 2 to 5. The expected times comes out to be 16 days. Okay, now crashing of this activity 1 to 2 is completed. Now we move towards the activity 2 to 5. See, in the case of 2 to 5, what will be the difference between normal time and crash time is 5 days. Now look, if we just crash this 10 by 5, so this value comes out to be 5. So 5 plus 6 is 11. Okay, 1 to 2, 2 to 5 is 11. Now this path will become the critical path. So we can crash this activity by the 4 days. Okay, so what I written over here is it can be crashed by the 4 days. So with the help of this, calculate direct cost is 680. 680 is the previous one value. Okay, this value 680. Okay, plus 4 into 60. 4 is the day by which you can crash your activity. Now 2 to 5 crashing cost is 60. Okay, so write down over here is 60. Okay, 4 into 60 is 920. Indirect cost is 70 into 12 because 16 is your earlier schedule time. Now 4 days again you subtracting from it. So 16 minus 4 is 12. So 840. So value comes out to be 1760. Okay, now your path will become 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. So this path will also acquire the duration of 12. So this is your minimum duration by which you can complete your work. We can further optimize this path also, but in our syllabus we just conclude up to that part in which we get the 2 critical path. Okay, now the next topic we cover over here is resource leveling. Now what is the resource leveling? Resource leveling is a technique in the project management that overlooks the resource allocation. What you are doing, you have to provide the resources for the completion of the activity. Now the resources must be fully utilized. It neither be underutilized, it neither be overutilized. If there is a problem in the resource allocation, then the possible conflicts will arise. Okay, now an organization start to face problem if the resources are not allocated properly. Okay, if a particular activity will be carried out in a smoothly manner, resources must be provided in an adequate manner. Okay, such activity will not acquire under resource allocation or over resource allocation. Okay, neither a worker will feel it is heavily loaded, neither it feel that it provide zero work. Okay, so the resources must be fully utilized. Okay, so what I wrote in here is whenever there is a over allocation and under allocation, a financial risk will attach to the organization. Okay, now the 2 key elements of the resource leveling. So the main aim is to allocate the resources efficiently. And for what purpose? For what purpose we just allocate the resource efficiently? Because we have to complete the project within the given duration. So the resource leveling can be broken down into the two main areas. First area is project can be completed within the limited resources. Okay. Second is project that can be completed by adding all the resources which are available to you. Okay, you understand my point. For what are the different parts? First is the that project that can be completed by using all your resources, whatever the resources you have. Okay. Second is project that can be completed with the limited resources. Okay. Now next is the leveling of resources. What are the leveling of resources? Is to make the use of the available resources to the maximum. You have to utilize your resources at the maximum pace. Okay. You will not allow the resources under allocation or the over allocation. It must be adequate and it must be perfectly balanced while carrying out the activities. Okay. Second point is you have to go for the reducing your wastage of resources, that is to stop over the allocation of your resources. Okay. Now we just move towards the different techniques of the resource leveling. First is the critical path. We already discussed the critical path. What is the critical path? Critical path is the longest path of your network. Okay. And also define the shortest time duration path to complete that project. Okay. So it can define that it can basically differentiate the critical activities and the non-critical activities. Okay. Now next is the fast tracking. Fast tracking means there is a possibilities of always rework in your process. So you have to be so the work is so the prominent feature of this technique is that the work is completed for the moment possibility of rework is higher. So this is your fast tracking techniques. Now the crashing we discussed it earlier, that we have to crash the duration means we have to supply the extra resources in order to carry out the time within the project duration. So these are the some resources labeling techniques which is carried out in order to label the resources.